Chapter 20, The Beginning of the End. Some endings announce themselves. Others arrive disguised as ordinary days. A smile. A conversation. A meeting. A choice. Nothing appears unusual. Nothing seems dangerous. Then months later, people look back and realize, that was the moment everything started falling apart. For Amelia and Ethan Sinclair, that moment had finally arrived. Neither of them knew it. But the beginning of the end had already begun. The morning after the Investors' Appreciation Gala, Ethan woke feeling lighter than he had in months. For the first time in a long while, he and Amelia had spoken honestly. No distractions. No avoidance. No pretending. Just honesty. And honesty had given him hope. As sunlight filled the bedroom, he pulled Amelia closer. She stirred slightly. Still half asleep. "Good morning." Her voice was soft. "Sleepy." "Beautiful." Ethan smiled. "Good morning." For several minutes, neither moved. Simply enjoying the rare peace. The kind of peace they once shared every day. Then Amelia laughed quietly. "What? You have that look." "What look?" "The one you get before announcing something." Ethan grinned. She knew him too well. "I cancelled my trip." Her eyes widened. "The New York trip?" He nodded. "The board will survive without me." Amelia stared at him. Surprised. Genuinely surprised, because Ethan never cancelled important trips. Never? Not for himself. Not for anyone. "We're taking a vacation." "Ethan, no arguments." He kissed her forehead. "Just us?" For the first time in months, Amelia smiled without sadness. Without exhaustion. Without disappointment. A real smile. And Ethan realized how much he missed seeing it. At Sinclair Tower, however, the atmosphere was very different. Vanessa arrived early. As always. Coffee in hand. Schedule prepared. Perfectly composed. Yet beneath the calm exterior, her thoughts were racing. The gala had confirmed something. Something she desperately didn't want to admit. Amelia and Ethan still loved each other. Deeply? Despite the distance. Despite the loneliness. Despite everything. Their marriage wasn't breaking. Not yet. And that meant Vanessa needed a stronger strategy. A much stronger strategy. Rumors weren't enough. Doubt wasn't enough. She needed conflict. Real conflict. The kind capable of leaving scars. The opportunity appeared that same week. Sinclair Corporation prepared for a major merger. One of the biggest deals in company history. Billions were at stake. The board was heavily invested. Investors were watching closely. The pressure on Ethan became immense. Exactly the kind of environment where mistakes happened. And Vanessa intended to create one. It started with a document. A simple document. An internal financial report. One Ethan specifically requested. One Amelia had privately reviewed days earlier. The report contained serious concerns. Potential risks. Hidden liabilities. Issues requiring attention. Amelia recommended delaying the merger. Naturally. Because she always prioritized long-term stability over short-term gains. Ethan respected her opinion. As he always did. Unfortunately, Vanessa now knew exactly how to weaponize that trust. 3 days later, a confidential recommendation reached the board. The recommendation strongly opposed the merger. The language was aggressive. Critical. Damaging. And according to the attached author information, it came from Amelia Hart Sinclair. The board erupted. Richard Sinclair was furious. Several directors demanded explanations. Investors grew nervous. Questions spread rapidly. The problem? Amelia had never written the document. Not a single word. The recommendation was a forgery. A carefully constructed forgery. Built using fragments of Amelia's previous reports. Twisted? Edited. Manipulated. Just enough truth to appear authentic. Exactly the kind of lie Vanessa specialized in. That evening, Richard Sinclair called Ethan. The conversation lasted less than 5 minutes. It was enough. By the time Ethan arrived home, He looked exhausted. Angry. Confused. Amelia immediately noticed. What happened? Ethan tossed a folder onto the dining table. Did you send this? Amelia frowned. What is it? She opened the document. Then froze. Every page carried her name. Every recommendation appeared connected to her. Every criticism targeted the merger. Her eyes widened. What is this? Ethan studied her carefully. Searching. Trying to understand. That's what I'm asking. For the first time in years, uncertainty existed between them. Not because Ethan believed she was lying. Because he didn't know what to believe, and that frightened him. Amelia read every page. Then read them again. The deeper she went, the angrier she became. This isn't mine. Ethan remained silent. She looked up sharply. You think I wrote this? No. The answer came immediately. Too immediately. As if he needed it to be true. Then why are we having this conversation? Because he didn't know. Because the document looked authentic. Because the board believed it. Because his father believed it. Because somebody wanted it to look like Amelia had gone behind his back. And for the first time, Ethan couldn't immediately identify the enemy. Meanwhile, Vanessa sat alone in her apartment. Watching events unfold exactly as planned. The forged report wasn't designed to destroy Amelia. Not yet. It was designed to create something far more valuable. Confusion. Doubt. Questions? Even the strongest relationships suffer when uncertainty enters the room. Vanessa understood that. And tonight, uncertainty had finally arrived. The following morning, Victoria Sinclair called Amelia directly. A rare occurrence. An unpleasant one. I expected better from you. Amelia closed her eyes. Immediately understanding. You believe I wrote it too. Silence. Then, the timing is suspicious. The accusation hurt. Not because it was unexpected. Because it wasn't. Victoria had always doubted her. Always questioned her intentions. Always looked for reasons not to trust her. Yet somehow, hearing it still hurt. By afternoon, rumors spread through the company. Executives whispered. Board members speculated. Employees gossiped. Nobody knew the truth. Everyone had opinions. Exactly as Vanessa intended. And for the first time, Amelia found herself standing alone. Completely alone. That evening, Ethan returned home earlier than usual. The penthouse felt different. Heavy? Tense? Unfamiliar. Amelia stood by the balcony window. Looking out at the city. Not turning around when he entered. For several seconds, neither spoke. Then Ethan quietly said, I believe you. Amelia closed her eyes. Relief flooded through her. Yet somehow it wasn't enough, because belief should never have been questioned in the first place. I know. The answer was soft. Painfully soft. Ethan walked closer. I'll find out who did this. Amelia nodded, but deep down, something had changed. Small. Almost invisible. The same kind of crack that once appeared in her trust. The same kind of crack that slowly grows. Because for the first time in 7 years, someone had successfully inserted doubt into their marriage. Only for a moment. Only briefly. But it happened. And that mattered. Late that night, Amelia sat alone in her office. The forged report rested before her. Page after page. Lie after lie. She studied it carefully. Analyzing. Searching. Thinking. Then she noticed something. A phrase. A specific phrase. One she had never written. One she had heard recently. Very recently. Her eyes narrowed. Slowly. Dangerously. For the first time, a name entered her mind. Vanessa Moore. The thought seemed impossible. Ridiculous. Yet the more she considered it, the more pieces began fitting together. The rumors. The misunderstandings. The growing tension. The whispers. The carefully planted doubts. A chill ran through her. Because if she was right. This wasn't random. This wasn't an accident. This was deliberate. Calculated. Personal. And if Vanessa truly was behind it, then Amelia's greatest threat wasn't a rival for Ethan's affection, it was something far worse. A woman determined to destroy her life one lie at a time. As the city lights glittered beyond the windows, Amelia closed the folder. Her expression calm. Controlled. Focused? For months she had been reacting. Enduring. Ignoring. Forgiving. That ended tonight. Because if someone wanted a war, they had just made a terrible mistake. They had finally given Amelia Hart a reason to fight back.